So America's debt, the debt default could hurt us for years. So watch this. In 2011, just the idea and just the thought of us defaulting cost America an extra $1 billion a day for every day that they defaulted. But they didn't default, it was just a scare because they came that close to the deadline. Well, right now, here's what I want you to look at. Watch this. If America defaults, we could lose another 3 million jobs. Now, mind you, a default doesn't mean we have to default for years or months. It can be it can be kind of like, prime example, you got a credit card, you late on a payment. You late on a payment, you get the what? Notification, but your credit score drop hard. You're like, damn, bro, it's just $50. How the hell you hit me for 30 points? Well, that's what happened in America. First, you'll pay a penalty for every day that you're late, but also just being late could now affect 3 million jobs. It could affect a worker with a 401k could lose $20,000 in savings. Not to mention that last year alone, the average 401k lost $20,000. So now because America defaults, you could possibly lose another $20,000. Why? Because everything is tied to them in their dollar bill. This is why I'm telling you about you need to have the power. I'm not telling you not to invest in your 401k, but you definitely need to learn how to invest for yourself because your money that's tied up with other people always is tied up and you never know the back end of what they got tied into that, right? So you don't be knowing all the investments. You don't be knowing all the strings that's tied to that, but you've worked really hard for that money. And the thing about this is, losing that $20,000 last year, it'll take you another 10 years to get that back. Let that sink in. Because so when we look in that 401k returns, the average 401k doesn't beat the market. The few that do beat the market only beat the market by 4% on average. So if you only beat the market by 4% on your 401k, that's the 4% before you have to pay the people to manage your money. That's the 4% before the taxes are taken out. So now that 4% now becomes 2.5, 2.3%. So 2.3% return on your money, you got to make the 20,000 back first. And we already put a sign up. We put the thing up, I think episode 41, where we said what you need to return a certain amount of money. So I think something like an 80% return, you need like a 400% return on the market. When has the S&P ever give us that type of return? So now you need the market to go on one of these extreme bullish years like it did after 08, 09. You need like a 13-year run. I don't know if it's possible to get up another 13-year run with another $31 trillion in debt. This is why I need you to understand that it's so important for you to learn how to manage your own money. Nobody else cares more about your money than you. Not your job, not your bank, not your person who give you life insurance, not your credit card company, not the person who's saying I could turn 100 into 1,000. Nobody don't care more about your money than you. I want you to understand that. So that means you have to now educate yourself a little bit more than what you think you're educated, and you cannot freestyle or guess your way to wealth. All right, let's go a little further. Oh, stay right there, Tootie. New 30-year mortgage could cost an extra $130,000. Let's sit on that. If America defaults, a 30-year mortgage could cost you an extra $130,000. This is not me just making up the information. This is the research and the data. And also a bigger price tag for every item. Why? Because in order for them to pay the debt, they got to go get their money from somewhere. But mind you, they can't print no more money. So if they can't print no more money, who got to pay for that? Us. The same people who we begging them to do the right thing. There's a saying, if you do the same thing over and over and you keep getting a different results, then that's insanity. So are we the American people insane for thinking that the government gonna do the right thing? God damn it, we are. What's good, trappers, man? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Right now, I want to invite you to an amazing experience full of value. That is my community, Trappers Anonymous. It's 100% the greatest
fundamental investing community on the market. Listen, your portfolio should be a masterpiece. And the only way we get you there is if we help you to learn how to invest with confidence. Now listen, I get it. Like, you don't know a lot about stocks, or maybe you've heard people say how much money they lost in stocks, but I can guarantee you, one, because they weren't in the community, and two, they lack the information. Our goal in Trappers Anonymous is to help you, really to hold your hand on the journey to becoming a confident investor, learning how to navigate through the different events that the stock market goes through, to take you from panic to encouragement. There's no better time than now. This is an opportunity only for those who are willing to be on the journey. So listen, man, click the link below. Come join me in Trappers Anonymous, man. I will see you in one of our many classes, whether it's Moat Monday, whether it's the 2-hour class we do on Sunday, or whether it's just a book club. Everything is geared toward making you a better investor so you can triple your net worth and turn your last name to an asset. It's your boy, Wall Street Trapper. See you in the trap.
All right, so right here we looking at, this is the debt ceiling. So I want to break this down for y'all, right? How we got into that. So there's a few things, right? So the U.S. debt ceiling was introduced in 1917, right? 1917. Now, don't you look at, mind you this. All right, and this came from me just doing my research, figuring out and looking at, I like to find things to break things down so we can see it. I think once we see it, we understand it. Once we understand it, we can then make the proper adjustments, or at least have clarity. I think one of the things that hinders us when we're trying to look at the USA Today, and which I look at them all, is the language and them not making it clear for us. And the only way it can become clear for us is we can understand, like, where some stuff started from. How did they initiate? How did they get started? It's like trying to read a book in the middle of the book. You done missed the first part. Like, why did he do this? Why? I don't know. So let's talk about it. So mind you, the only time America has been a debt-free company was 1885. Andrew Jackson paid all America's debt down. It's the only time we've ever been debt-free as a country. I'm not mad at that, because some countries use debt as leverage. Like, that's okay. But let's get into it. So, I want to hit my Starbucks so bad. Y'all mind if I hit it? That shit calling my name. This Starbucks is brought to you by, they're going to give me some ad dollars for this. Jose, we're going to get corporate money. Starbucks. We always talk about Starbucks is the bank that sells coffee. I am a regular depositor. I'm a regular depositor. So, this is a caramel macchiato, oat milk, upside down. It's a grande in a venti cup. So this is brought to you by Starbucks, the bank that sells coffee. Lashana, put that on our list. Them and American Express need to pay us. And who? Apple. Apple need to pay me for sure. Some kind of way they get on my list every week. This week they on the list because they done did. Boy, that's an Apple stock did keep the poverty away, man. God dang, man. All right, so let's get into it. So 1970, the U.S. debt ceiling was first introduced because they realized that the people that ran America like to print money. It's simple, right? So even in 1970, they were already 30% of GDP, right? So that's okay. 35% of GDP is good. It's not bad. We still got 65, we still making 65% more money than we got debt. Does that make sense? Let me do my math right. 65, 35, 100. Yep, cool. All right, next. What is it? A decline in stock markets causes a loss on investor confidence. It's just giving us a breakdown. But then in 1980, we saw it going up a little bit more. But in 1980, we actually decreased the debt that we had as a country, right? 1980 is a product of Reagan. Why? Children, close your ears. America sold a whole bunch of dope in that time. A lot of dope got sold in 1980. Between 80 and 90, a whole bunch of drugs came into America. This, believe it or not, watch this. Cities like Miami and lost in California were funded by cocaine money. And New York. But Miami for sure. They were funded by cocaine. All right, kids, open your ears back up. I didn't want to introduce nobody to that. All right, so watch this. In 1990, the war on drugs wasn't as prominent as it was anymore. Different things started happening. 2000 dot-com bubble happens. Right? Dot-com bubble happens. Once the dot-com bubble happens, America now has more debt than it's ever had. At 56% debt is then 56% of GDP, meaning of the money we bring in. Always remember that. Gross domestic product, right? Import, export. You selling stuff, goods, and goods are coming back to us. So we know that, right? 2010, we just get crazy. You know why? Because here's what people do when they get... Most people make bad decisions. Instead of correcting the decision, what do? Double down on it. That's what America did. They realized, you know what? Fix it for what? We gotta reconstruct. Just had a financial crisis. There's no need to stop spending money. So what happens? 2010 represented the swing of the bull market. We come after the financial crash in 2008, Lehman Brothers. From 2010 to 2020, America gets into growth mode. America gets into growth mode. You start seeing high-flying companies come out of nowhere. I'm talking about running up. Look at this, debt ceiling. It just starts to run. It starts to go up. But I want you to notice something. This is the money coming in when we look in here, and then this is the ceiling. But when you get here, look how we is on the ceiling. You feel me? 2010, we get here. Look at these years. We on top of the damn thing. So I want us to pay attention to that. But this is just a look. So watch this. The financial crisis leads to a significant increase in government debt. This happens in 2010. 2010 is the S&P downgraded the government's credit rating from AAA to AA+. I want you to understand something too. America also has a credit rating because they got to borrow and lend money. They got downgraded. They almost missed the payment. So guess what happened? Just like they be hitting our credit score, their credit score got hit. Remember, I told y'all 2011, we was faced with the same situation we faced with now. The data gonna always show. That's why I tell y'all make investments based on data instead of emotion. Just go look at the history of America. 2013 and 2020, the debt limit was suspended for long periods of time. Why did they suspend? Because they realized we in trouble. America is a country that will make the rules as they go. This don't benefit us right now. Suspend it. And then here we are in 2023, $31.4 trillion, and we are faced with the same situation. So I wanted to paint that picture for you. Let's go a little further to it. All right, so again, this is courtesy of the Wall Street Journal right here because I read that every day. Projected overall spending and expenditures from June 1st to June 30th. So here's what we're looking at right now. Because the debt ceiling, the date is June 1st, here's the money that is expected to be spent, right? $126 billion in 1 month on Medicare. I keep telling people this, and people keep arguing with me. And it's not that they arguing wrong or bad. I'd rather you have a conversation with me based on data than emotion. Because I'm always come to you with a dialogue based on data because my emotion is out of it. By 2035, the government is expected to cut back on Social Security and Medicaid. By 2035. The reason being is because Social Security and Medicare make up the most debt that the country has. It's the biggest payments they got to pay. They cannot cut it completely because it's written in the Constitution where they got to take care of it. Right? It's in the Constitution that they have to pay Social Security. It's in the Constitution that they have to pay for Medicaid and Medicare. It's in the Constitution. They will pay it, but there's nothing in the Constitution that says I cannot cut it. Especially if it's for the betterment of the country. Damn, they sure know how to make it fit them, huh? So, watch this. In 1 month, America is going to spend $126 billion on Medicare, $52 billion on Medicaid, and $101 billion on Social Security payments. That's it. That's put us at about what? Maybe 270, maybe 8, something like that, something up and up, something like that. Y'all got it. That puts us in $1 billion in 1 month. In 1 month, that's not counting. Let's go look. That's not even counting the $33 billion in military defense, the $27 billion in Department of Health Service, that's $25 billion in veteran benefits, that's $11 billion in military retirement, because we got to take care of the people that serve the country. We got to take care of them, which we're doing a horrible job at. We're doing a horrible job at taking care of the people that put their life on the line for us. You feel what I'm saying? We doing a horrible job at that. I don't understand why we got people who took care of the country and they homeless. Yo, the people fought for us. Well, at least we could take care of them. Them and teachers, goddamn, can we at least take care of them? But we not doing that for some reason. But for some kind of reason, we find a way to give CEOs hundreds of billions of dollars for running companies. I think that makes sense to me. I don't know. All right. Federal salaries, Education, Department of Education, $21 billion. Interest of public debt, $14 billion. This is the public debt. So we are individual tax refunds and returns, Department of Federal Affairs. So this is what our monthly expenses will look like in just the month of June. Revenue bring in $495 billion. Expenditures is money they can spend allocating certain ways. That's $622 billion. Boy, y'all on my mind right now, boy. Y'all been watching the goddamn show. I don't even want to play it no more, yeah?
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Bullshit. They got children to help. It's the clean version, Jose. Good job, man.
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
I can
see you shining. I can smell it with money.
There we go, Jose. Come on, Jose. Clap it up for Jose. Clap it up for Jose. I can smell it with money. Let's clap. Hey, we got it. One thing Jose gonna do is make sure we get monetized. Jose is all about monetization. Shout out to Jose for that. And I hope y'all now get a picture on how America is spending money, how America is using money, but also what we looking at. And I don't want to say it's scary, but it is. It's scary because there's so many people that have no idea what's going on. And the worst thing to me, in my mind, is when you don't have, I don't want to say, when you are ignorant. No, when you are naive, better word. When you're naive to something, you have no idea of what's going on, and it makes you move different. And I truly believe that now is the time that we should truly not be wasting our money. I promise y'all, this is the time that we should not be wasting our money. This is the time where I need everybody to be conscious of your money behaviors. Yo, like I know you won't get the bag. I know you won't get the shoes. I know you won't take the trip. I know you won't, impulsive spend sometime. We all do it. But at least for the rest of this year, I just want you to be financially conscious. You feel me? Like, I just want you to be financially listen, I got my whole crib. I ain't even gonna lie. I told everybody to get out. Man, don't you fix nothing else in this crib, man. Get out. I'm not putting no more furniture in here. I'm not doing nothing until 2025. I'm my line cut. Them people is out of there. I said, man, get out of my house. Don't put my business in the street. I love you, bro. But it's because I realized, yo, this is the money I'm putting into renovating the house. Yo, now is not the time. And I know I'm in a financially straight space, but what happens is, instead of me paying them, that's money I could be used to invest. I'm okay with that. Yo, who am I trying to impress? It's just me and my daughter. Wait, go get in the pool, you all right? You know what I'm saying? Come sleep, you sleep with me anyway. You get yo in my house. It just be echoing. But I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I truly think this, and I feel it. I've been saying it for some time, y'all. And maybe because it doesn't happen right in the moment, we not feeling it because it ain't happening right now. But very seldom does something happen in the moment. Like it's a gradual upbuild and then it's a collapse, right? It's this going in the market. It always gives us signs. You know what I'm saying? It gives us but because we're not aware of the signs, we're like, oh, that's just the stock market. Oh, that's this. No, that's the signs. That's the symptoms. That's the symptoms of a bigger issue. Because you got a runny nose, that's not the issue. There's inflammation somewhere that we got to adjust. There's cold, there's flame somewhere in there that there's a deeper issue that's causing the snotty nose. We just see the snotty nose, that's a symptom of something wrong within. These are symptoms, y'all.